outside.
Episode 10 of the Tiny World Podcast, man. It's your boy, Tiny Is Too Big, man. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Today, I got a little treat for y'all. I got my first ever interview. Yes, first ever interview, man. I'm glad y'all here to witness it. Right now, I'm drinking on that. I had me a Modelo today with that lime and that salt. It was scrumptious. Shout out Modelo. Shout out Mexico. Shout out Australia. I'm noticing I'm getting some listeners in Australia. I appreciate the love, and France too, man. Y'all keep holding it down for me. But I'm gonna be interviewing a local rapper, and and it's a guy that's been in the game a while. He's been doing his things. Went through a couple of rebrands, but a real founding father in the rap game in Corpus Christi, Texas. The guy's, he's got it all, man. Lyrically, image-wise, and just really a brain for the business. And when we talk about Corpus Christi rap, he's a guy that you got to bring up in the conversation. None other than Zeus. How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? I'm doing all right, man.
Man, what you been up to?
Man, I just been kicking back, man, and just walking through life, and
yeah.
Just trying to find my way out here, I'm still.
Yeah. How do you? Let me ask you this. Okay, in Corpus Christi, the population is largely Hispanic, so we really never had a rap scene, so to say. Even our radio stations back then didn't play a lot of rap. What made you, how did you get inspired to start rapping, coming from an environment like that?
Well, I mean, I was born out here in Corpus Christi, but I was raised in El Campo, in Louise, and so, growing up out there, I, got with, people that I knew, people that I was cool with, my homie Wink, what I'm saying? He really...
Shout out Wink, holding it down.
My homie Wink, he really was the one that got me to start writing. And to me, that's the biggest thing that I do. Like, I'm not even a rapper. I rap, I put rhymes together, and my whole thing is like, I try to make the best song possible. Like, I'm not trying to out-rap you to death. I'm trying to out-vibe you.
Because you know what people call all that lyrical rap? They call that shit broke rap. Because they don't make no goddamn money. Right. You know what I'm saying? A good song is something that motherfuckers is going to play when they having a bad day, when they having a good day, when they go to the gym. If they, and that's the thing. And I noticed that about your music. One thing you do is you stay in the flow. And that's cool. And then when you switch the flow up, it's uncomfortable for 1 second, and then you're back with it. And I mean, how did you develop that flow? Who were some rappers you looked up to, or because we're all influenced by something?
I mean, to me, it's like an influence to me is different from maybe like an influence to another artist, because like I may not necessarily like sound like somebody or do something like another artist, but I may just be influenced by the other artist in a different way that makes me write this way, or makes me sound this way, or play with my voice this way, or have this type of tone when I do this, or make me do a song that sounds this rap style and sounds this way, and then me sounding like somebody else on a whole nother different song. That's just
100%.
It's just a way that really it's just the mind frame of thinking, like the point of view you gotta to me, this shit is artistry, so you have to come with it at a creative approach. It doesn't matter if it's just you rapping to a beat or you writing poetry or whatever.
So you don't feel like some of these people that are criticizing the rap game deserve it? Like the Lil Yachty's of the world, or the recently Playboy Carti, he was, criticized for his Whole Lotta Red album because, it's a different flow. I always think maybe we haven't caught up to them. Like, let's give it a chance to age. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to me, it's not about like catching up to them. It's about like just you're going to understand where their point of view of how they're looking at whatever they're doing, whatever they're making at the time, or you're not going to understand it. It's not
off top.
People need to stop
trying to be one,
looking for artists to do everything exactly how they wanted to do all the time.
You know what? That was the thing about Travis Scott to us. Because we knew what he was about, but the world didn't understand it. Like, we got it. Like, we was getting all that shit because we grew up in the same place in the same time. But, like, I understand exactly what you mean. When you can see understand it on a different level, that's when people love you. That's when they love it.
And that's when the artist separates itself from, like, the casual fan to the diehard, the person that will actually go and buy this single or album. You know what I'm saying? It all that shit depends. Like, I'm not a nigga. I'm so nothing. You know what I'm saying? To me, to be quite honest, I've done nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just honestly. And that's because the way I feel about rapping is like I've learned how to rap and I learned how to write with beats behind it to the point where I feel like I've kind of mastered that artistry. Not to saying I'm the dopest rapper or the dopest MC alive, but I feel like when it boils down to it, I can make a good song. In my mind, I can make a good song that sound good to me, that makes me proud of learning how to do this. And so now I'm at a point where I'm bored with wanting to rap or wanting to be a rapper, to where it's like, I just love to write. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, me, I love to write short films, short stories, like whatever the case may be. So you're just
an all-around like entertainer is what, you know what I'm saying? Just a jack of all trades.
I wouldn't say entertainer or a jack of all trades, because I feel like we all have special things about us that makes us, even the laziest nigga has either a hidden talent or like a dedication in his mind that if you tell me to do this, I'm gonna do it to the maximum power. And that's just like me with writing and shit. Like I say, my nigga Wink D kind of taught me how to structure writing, because I didn't know how to write raps or anything, and he just wrote like 16 down on the paper.
Let me ask you this: what was everybody's style back then?
Like, as far as like people my age, or like
were people on that? Because for the longest, Texas kept a certain style of rap, and then it kind of drifted to a Dallas style of rap, and then I think, how old are you? You're 25, 26. Was the 25. Trap thing real big?
Nah, not at that time. Not at that time, bro. Like, at that time, T.I. and Jeezy was still like mainstream artists, and Lil Wayne. Like, this was like when, you know what I'm saying, and Gucci Mane was still out there.
Yeah,
this was when,
but it wasn't trap as we know it. Like,
it wasn't
niggas
trap.
Wasn't just talking about.
Like,
you had Jeezy talk about selling a lot of dope.
Yeah, it wasn't, but like, it was, them niggas still was still the front line of the niggas. Drake just came out, and J. Cole and shit like that. It wasn't like it is now at all. Like, this trap that we know it back then, it wasn't even a thing like that,
I fell in love with trap music when I heard that Gucci Mane Burprint 3. I bought that bitch at Best Buy for $9.99. I said, damn, that's a good deal on the CD. Didn't even know, dude.
When I heard the yellow Lamborghini with the
Berberine, I'm top. When I heard
say something happened, man, it didn't record.
That nigga was nigga. Come on, I swear to God, dude. I listen to that bitch every now and then, dude, for that shit. That shit jam, dude.
No, you come on.
And then they got Coca-Cola, baking soda, cocaine on me, everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that shit jam like
you
a
had
bitch.
to give him his. So at that time, it's like, you got to understand. So we're in Texas. So, at that time, the only person at that time, when I was in high school and like going to high school and shit, at that time, the only person who to me was rapping differently, like not even on no New York shit, because Texas niggas, if we're not gonna rap like a Texas nigga,
it's gonna be a California guy.
Either it's gonna be a California or we're gonna go lyrical like the New York shit. That's probably like the second stage of learning how to rap in Texas. You know, you rap with the I done came down flow, and then you go super lyrical, and then the third stage is
you mix it up and you get on that propane level where you can kind of mix it up.
And then like the fourth stage, you find yourself. You know who you is as an artist, and that's what we kind of hear is
that's when you be Crit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, everybody, you know, was really on that type of flow, like that Texas flow. Yes, it was niggas that was mad lyrical, you know what I'm saying, around, but for the main part, everybody stayed kind of with that Texas flow. And then, like, when trap came out, you know, probably fast forward, I would say 3 years, you know, after that, because, you know, I was in high school after that, like 3 years or maybe 2 or 3 years, you know, that's when you have, like, the Young Thugs. Well, Young Thug was kind of out already, but he wasn't.
Man, what that? You know, I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know nothing about them Young Thug, and nothing about them goddamn Ego niggas till I went to Mississippi, and every gas station, all them little Dobby gas stations you fall in there with, they used to have them plastic CDs. I'll never forget. I had that Crown Vic with the screen in it. I had it rigged up where you play videos, and they had all them videos with all them stripper bitches in there. And that used to be the shit back then. Ride around, you know, have something like a flick playing in that motherfucker. I bought all them CDs, and then they had that song, Hannah Montana.
I thought that was
that bitch came on, nigga. Shit, I jammed that hoe about 6 months.
I'm tired. Shit, they say them hoes. How much did you see? $10?
No, man, them bitches used to be 3 for $10. You know, it have a picture of the niggas. They have a picture. You couldn't even see them niggas be grinding. It'd be a JPEG.
Because the nigga know. Nigga ain't never walking in the stove, bro. I'm finna eat up out these niggas, bro.
I'm tired,
I'm finna dub the shit
everywhere. And everybody was doing the same thing, buying the shit. Couldn't keep them bitches in there, dude.
That shit wild.
Yeah, all this shit. They make their own remixes. You know, blend 2 songs together, but it be on point, dude. Hell yeah.
But yeah, bro. So after that shit, I moved around and shit. When I went to the Berg, nigga, that's when I really isolated myself and like I kind of I felt like I was really gonna do this rap shit, you know, this music.
Yeah.
So I tried to
on the job.
I tried to work on my rhymes as much as I can. Like I didn't know at that time. Well, before that, I met this nigga named Jared, this Mexican cat named Jared. You know what I'm saying? He lived over there by KFC in El Campo, the old KFC. That nigga had a studio in the back. My nigga Michael hooked me up with that nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had the studio. And
what kind of like the quality of the studio? Was it a nice studio or?
It was cool.
Back then it didn't matter though. You know what I'm saying?
I never
back
been
then,
in the studio in my life. In my life.
Look, I remember back then, I had a homeboy that just started working with me. I used to work at Walmart. I heard he had a microphone in his closet. Everybody in Walmart was going over there to rap.
that was all. I'm telling you, bro. That was all.
Yeah, we didn't know, like, you know. You heard some motherfucker got a microphone. Come on now. Now that's like a $59 thing.
Because first of all, niggas ain't like, who even has a studio? And first of all, like, who has money to just go to the studio?
I'm top.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm top,
like,
bro. I'm top.
It was unheard of.
And it ain't just about having money. How you get a ride?
Like,
you know,
I'm top. Like, how we gonna get there? We know we're gonna have to go to Houston, Rosenberg, or somewhere.
How we gonna get there, dude? Like, nobody got no fucking gas money. Nobody got no side rides.
You know, like you say, the closest thing to the studio was a nigga having a microphone. Like, I remember Toby had the microphone in his house, and that's where we recorded. Me and Wink recorded, like, you know what I'm saying, him frontlining the shit. Because at that time, I didn't know how to rap it to fucking all. Wink was rapping like he had been rapping 5 years prior to you know what I'm saying, the whole, like, and he was younger than me, you know, at that time.
Yeah.
Like, that nigga was rapping like he had been rapping 5 or 6 years already. And we did those songs at Toby's house, open mic. I don't even think Toby mixed them shits down or nothing.
Hell no.
He just, you know, we just fucking
dude, just happy to
downloaded them hoes.
Just happy to hear yourself on something, man.
Off top and put them hoes out. And after that, I was like, man, I know I need work. So shit, I would literally, like, I wouldn't go to I'd go home, bro, and work on my rhymes. Like, that's how serious I was about this shit. Like, I literally didn't have no really, like, I go to some places and pop up some places, but for the most part, dude, I try to stay home and work on my rhymes, like, for, like, seriously, I took this shit hella serious. Like,
Yeah, dude, when you got that in you, that's gonna be your
like,
job. Hell yeah.
what happened was, like, I went from a stage of trying to rap like a Texas nigga to trying to rap like Biggie. And once I did that, and then I started smoking weed. And when I started smoking bud, nigga, I started freestyling phenomenally. Like, it took my freestyle to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the rhymes was predicated off of that, like the rhymes that I would write. So it was like, that shit went to a whole nother level at a point, like, and like I said, I went to Jared's house. Jared was the Mexican cat, but he was super lyrical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had, like, Jared was the most lyrical nigga I've seen at that time. You know, Wink was the coolest rapper I had heard at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Wink was probably, he was saying the flyest shit, you know what I'm saying, that I've ever heard at that time. But Jared, when I went to Jared's house, he was saying the shit like that Joe Budden would say at the time.
Oh yeah, all
like,
that, he was the,
he was the real, like, that's the first time I heard a nigga rap like the New York shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when he got serious.
Off top. And I was like, oh shit.
I knew, you know how I knew you, as a guy watching you, you know, do your thing and grow up, I knew you was serious when you started learning about the business. I promise, like, whoa, nobody ever thought about that. All these cats we grew up with rapping never thought about, how do I get paid? You know what I'm saying? That's when I knew you was serious, dude.
Well, because I started instantly, in my mind, like I say, bro, I feel like I ain't saying I'm no fucking genius. I'm not at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a nigga that's got a lot of common sense, and I try to use my mind, and I try to just use my instincts, really. And then I kind of feel like I have some spiritual shit going on, because I know where to be, seem like at the right place at the right time sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just to keep my shit out of trouble and type shit. You know what I'm saying? But, like, the reason why I started learning, you know, the moves around the business, it's just off the strength of, like,
you need to know, dude. If you gonna do it.
First of all, I knew we're in Texas, bro. We're in big ass Texas, in a country ass town. That's just off the strength. I knew, like, offhand, like, dog, we ain't gonna get, like, if you want to make some money, bro, we ain't gonna get it selling CDs today. Because we was already, at that time when I was young, like, we was in a group, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta sell, anybody making money off CDs gotta sell CDs 12, 15 hours a day.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if your shit ain't like high demand.
You gotta give a lot of them hoes away.
And you're in a little country town, it's like, man, you gotta do a lot of traveling to really just sell CDs and shit. Everybody got jobs and shit, everybody doing shit. It's like, this shit was bound to not work as far as, like, us.
Yeah, the chips are stacked against you. That's
right.
Real
You know what I'm saying?
Like, how do you even know? You don't even know where to begin. You feel me? Like, people don't understand when you grow up somewhere like that. You were 60 miles from Houston, but that should have might as well been 2,000 miles
off top.
You know,
people don't understand that. Like, you're real life, like,
isolated, like, on an island, bro. On an island,
like, and so it's like, you just gotta understand. And then when I left El Campo, that's when it really took off for me, because at that time, when I was still with the group, I didn't know shit. I just knew, at that time, I was still just working on my rhymes, trying to be the best fucking artist. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I still was trying to work on my singing and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? And I moved to, when I moved to Rosenberg or Richmond, that's when the shit changed. That's when I, like, focused in on this rapping and shit, and this, like, making of the music and shit.
Yeah.
I started listening to different instrumentals and shit. You know what I'm saying? And started just, like, you know, just taking the shit, like, seeing rap at a different angle, like seeing music at a different angle, and started learning, like, you know, how to truly make money off this shit. Like,
yeah.
And then, like, when I went to Job Corps, that sealed the deal on the shit. Because when I went to Job Corps in St. Marcus, I linked up with my nigga KC. And KC, at first he didn't even want to be a rapper. And, you know what I'm saying? At first we wasn't even cool. Like, we wasn't at odds or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, you know.
Yeah, I feel. Hey, we gonna get back to the store. I got a cut for commercial. Pay some bills real quick. But I'll be right back at you.